Welcome fellow fans of Clash of Clans to another Clash of Clans video today covering Town Hall 11 War Attacks. And if you look at the strategies from today's video, you could 3-star any base design. Well, you have to have the right units, okay, let's just say. You gotta have the right units, but we're gonna take a look at several different attack strategies that I tell you right now are a great indicator that the game, at least at Town Hall 11, is fun. It's cool because you're seeing a wide variety of attacks. Now we'll take a look at 10 in the future and maybe Town Hall 9, but right now, despite all of the healer nerfs, the Queen Walk is still an extremely effective strategy, but only if you can keep that Queen alive and if you plan things out. You need to watch out for obviously the Clan Castle troops, the defending heroes, single target infernos, all sorts of things like that. Now you see the P.E.K.K.A go down, and of course the Wall Wrecker, the Bard King as well, and now in come the Witches. So this is really a Boulder Witch. It's mostly called Bow Witch. Some people might call it, well, demonetized. Okay, so I might have let it slip out in a past episode accidentally. Bowlers and Witches work really well together, and we're seeing this a ton at Town Hall 11 right now. That was a great Queen Walk in the beginning, good use of the Warden, good use of the Rage spell, and the Queen's ability is still in pocket this late in the raid, and that is good. That is always a good sign towards a 3-star attack, especially when you've got an Inferno Tower left, which this player does not. So it looks like it's easy sailing to the 3-star right here, and that Queen's ability just about the very end of this raid before it's even going to be needed, if at all. And that's just well done because the healers, despite all of those nerfs, are doing a great job of keeping the Queen up when they behave. They need to stick around, and that can be a problem sometimes. You cannot direct where your healers want to go. Obviously, this Queen didn't really need those healers. There she does finally get in, takes out those Teslas in the core, and it's pretty much all over. So again, what I'm talking about here is the fact that Town Hall 11, it's a good time to be at Town Hall 11 because it's not being dominated by any one troop. Town Hall 9, well, when it comes to war, honestly, a lot of players say Town Hall 9 is dead. Now, I disagree. Obviously, it is not dead because there's always going to be more players and new players hitting Town Hall 9 and playing through it. Maybe the players that were permanently Town Hall 9s have started to move on. I think that's a good idea. I kind of feel like the balance, just the dominance of Witches at Town Hall 9 has made Town Hall 9 War not nearly as exciting or as challenging as it used to be. Now we're moving on, and this is obviously a better designed base. The first base, not truly an anti-3. This base, definitely at Town Hall 11, anti-3. And you'll notice Hog Riders. Now, we talked about it recently because you saw my base taken out by Hog Riders. The Inferno Towers no longer blocking healing, and that definitely has brought the Hog Rider back into the meta. And personally, I love it. I think that we see it rarely enough that it's good where Hog Riders stand right now. They don't need to be stronger, they don't need to be weakened. I think that it's a good middle ground, and to see the occasional Hog Rider 3-star, the effective Hog Rider attack, whether it's in trophy pushing or it's in war attacks, it is exciting, especially at Town Halls 11 and 12, where we were so used to seeing at Town Hall 9 and 10. Seeing it more at the top Town Halls is a lot of fun, and again, it comes down to, of course, spell timing and placement, keeping the Hogs alive, predicting where they are going to go, watching out for the double giant bombs, and keeping the heals in the right spots. You can see these Hog Riders sticking together, good support from the bowlers on the outside, and you've got a baby dragon out there. I'm telling you right now, the Siege Machine is single-handedly the biggest change to Clan War we've seen in years. The idea that you don't need wall breakers, you don't need a jump spell, it really has mixed up the meta, and I like it. I think it's a good thing. It's a bad thing for jump spells and wall breakers, but if you're not a wall breaker, you're pretty happy about this because it does make for a wide variety of attacks. Now, again, I would like to see the Battle Blimp being used. I don't know what they need to do. Maybe it needs a buff. I would rather not see the Wall Wrecker get nerfed again. Let's see the Battle Blimp strengthened, maybe. Honestly, it's a tough call, you guys. And honestly, again, before you know it, we will see a third, maybe even a fourth siege machine come into play. And yeah, that's going to be exciting as well. You know that Supercell had to have other ideas for the siege machines, so no doubt we will see them in the near future. Will we see a new siege machine in 2018? I don't know, but if I had to put money on it, I would say yes. I would say I bet we see another one by the end of 2018. So there is another 3-star attack. This one, Town Hall 11, using the Hog Riders, and not maxed out hogs, of course, but exciting to watch nonetheless. And then we move on to what is probably the most popular unit amongst Town Hall 11 players right now. We've got a couple of different minor attacks. Now this one from Brent is pretty much just minor spam. It's about as close as you get to minor spam. Top right of the base, the miners coming in ahead of the wall wrecker, then the heroes coming in behind, and they're just gonna blaze a trail through this entire base. So heals, poison, and freeze spells doing the job. There's the poison on that defending Clan Castle Lava Loon. But the miners, I don't know, personally, I'm just not a fan of a unit that you can't tell how many of, or really even see that clearly where they are. It makes it tough. I mean, you gotta really be careful and pay attention to where those miners are in order to predict those heal spells, much like we just saw with the Hog Riders. Again, it all comes down to spell timing and placement. But for me, it's like a Hog Rider attack could either be going really, really well or very poorly, and I wouldn't know the difference. So maybe you Hog Rider experts know, but for me, it is probably one of my least favorite units in the game. But hey, let's be honest, the reason I don't like miners is probably because I'm just not that good at using them. I haven't been able to grab a lot of 3-star wins using them at Town Hall 12. Maybe they are stronger at Town Hall 11. And right here, this player has shown that they can be very effective even when they're basically just spammed out there and nothing else, no 2-stage attack, no kill squad, just mass miners doing the trick against an anti-3-star base. The Lava Hound pops at the very end. All right, let's go ahead and move on to one more, and this is a minor attack, but this time you've got the kill squad. So a minor attack with the Queen Walk first. And again, a very unusual base. You see a lot of these strange base layouts in War, and honestly, it is one of the only ways to win defenses. Okay, now in War it's going to be harder. In trophy pushing, it's a little bit easier to maybe throw a player off. When a player only has a few seconds to analyze a base as opposed to hours, you have a much better chance of beating that player because they just weren't familiar with the base. They didn't know how to attack it. In Clan War, obviously, especially in a Clan War league like you're seeing here in AWL, the American War League, you're going to have players that take this very seriously, that sit down and draw out exactly their attack plan, maybe have another player or players look at it to approve it, to make improvements on it, that sort of thing. So here you see the Queen Walk going in early. The Siege Machine still hasn't been used yet. And then, of course, a ton of miners, heal and rage. But this is the thing about the Queen Walks. Check it out as nearly a quarter of this base goes down just to the Queen Walk. And you've got the Warden in there as well. Now, finally, in comes the Siege Machine at the top along with the King and the miners. So the Queen Walk has done a great job of funneling, of getting out some key defenses, and that's going to make the miners' job much, much easier. But just like the previous attack, you guys, it comes down to the pathing of the units and when and where you drop the heal spells. Look at the Siege Machine, just blasting through walls, blasting through all sorts of defenses. It's closing in on the Town Hall itself. And the miners, again, I don't know, are there 4 miners left or 40? I can't tell. In comes the Tesla farm right there. And surprisingly, the Warden's ability still hasn't been used right now. Maybe a great time to use it would be with that Tesla farm popping up. But hey, who am I to say? Because this guy got the 3-star. I'm just here to show the attack and to show that Town Hall 11, a great place to war right now. But again, I think that it would be ideal if you saw something like, 70% 3-stars at Town Hall 9, 50% 3-stars at Town Hall 10, 30% 3-stars at Town Hall 11, and 10% 3-stars at Town Hall 12. We're not quite there. 9's too easy. 12, you know what? 12 might even be too easy right now. But anyway, let me know if you guys have other Town Hall 11 3-star attacks that you would like to see or that you would like to suggest. This one overpowered, lots of miners left. Thank you guys as always. We will continue to follow the AWL. Thank you guys for continuing to follow me. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Watch me live stream on Twitch. Be kind to other people. Come back again tomorrow. And in Life Isn't Clash of Clans, make every attack a full attack.